Hello there, welcome to my channel. Easy IELTS channel is designed to help you learn IELTS very easily. You might think IELTS is not easy, but I'm here to tell you a very good news. IELTS is really easy. You might say that saying IELTS is easy is rather a bold statement, but it is not. I can substantiate it. Let me take you to your childhood. Let's say you were like less than 10 years old and you would have studied a subject called English, isn't it? At least one subject called English, if not all the subjects taught in English if you were in an English medium school. Even if you were in a non-English medium of instruction at school, I am 100% sure that you would have learnt one subject, English. So in your subject of English language, you have been always doing your listening, reading, writing and speaking. You might say, no, I'm here to say yes, you did, because in your childhood, you would have done a test called dictation test, I'm sure. So in your dictation test, your teacher might have walked around in the classroom dictating certain English words, and you as a little child would have written those words. Say, your teacher said dictionary. You would have just written dictionary, and word number 2, your teacher might have said, say some word, Batman. You would have written Batman. So she would have given you 10 or 20 words as a part of dictation test, and your teacher would have corrected your dictation test, and she would have given you, say, 10 on 10 or 20 on 20 or a bit lesser if you had made spelling mistakes. So the whole time during a dictation test, you were doing listening test really, just not as structured as IELTS listening. So it is a fact. Not just that, even today or yesterday, I am sure someone might have told you on the phone a telephone number and you would have written it down precisely. Or at work, someone might have given you some details on the phone or on answering machine or in person, which you have written it down to the highest precision possible. That means you are practicing IELTS listening all the time, even without you knowing it. And moreover, listening is something which is the easiest component of your IELTS. There are 5 reasons why I say IELTS listening is the easiest of all the other aspects. Number 1, someone says the answer for you to write it down. How easy can that be? Number 2, that someone sometimes repeats so that you capture it right. Reason number 3, that someone also says the spellings. My God, it can't get easier than this, really. Reason number 4, you are given some time already to look at the questions. Say the recording says, now you have some time to look at questions 1 to 4. So you are given like 20-30 seconds to look at the questions, and you've already registered the questions in your mind so that you look for the specifics, you look for a phone number or a name or a number and so on, isn't it? And number 5, you are given 10 extra minutes to transfer your answers from the script to the answer sheet. How easy can that be? It is really easy. 30 minutes of recording, 10 minutes to transfer your answers, and also you wouldn't actually take 10 minutes to transfer those few words. So you will have some time to double check your answers. You will have some time to go back to your short-term memory to recollect what was that and stuff like that. And also with listening test, you would also be able to guess to some extent. So if you are very good in grammar, that will make your listening test a bit easier, I would say. So overall, listening is the easiest component of your IELTS exam. Now coming to reading, if I have to say it in a very short statement, reading is the aspect that you have to be least worried about. I know, I hear you. You say no. I say yes. The reason being that in the reading component of your IELTS, you don't have to actually read all the words in the passages. No, you don't even have to understand it all, memorize it and replicate it. None of that. You are given like 40 questions, 3 passages, and just go through the questions, fish for your answers in the passages, write them all down. The only downside is that you've got to do it all in less than 60 minutes, unlike your listening where you're given 10 luxury minutes to transfer. But in reading, you just have to fit it all in passage after passage. And the most important thing is to try and transfer your answers passage after passage straight away so that you don't make mistakes in putting the wrong answer to the question numbers or putting the right answer to the wrong question numbers and so on. And in fact, all of your childhood, you have been doing IELTS reading in some way, because in your English language, you would have had some sort of exercise called comprehension. Comprehension was nothing but you having to go through some passages, find out the answers. You might have had only like 10 or 20 questions. Well, that was not IELTS, was it? It was some form of IELTS in your childhood. So reading is not new. You've always been doing it throughout your childhood as well. And reading you would have also done by going through your lessons throughout your childhood and your even high school and college days, where you go through the lesson and you have the question and answer at the back. You just answer them. It could be fill in the blanks, match the following, or say state true or false and stuff like that. The only difference is in IELTS you have true, false, not given, or yes, no, not given. It is slightly different, but it is like kind of the same. So you are given a passage, you are given questions, you just have to figure out the answers and just write them down. And you don't even have to be bothered about spelling. Like if you're not sure of the spelling for Mississippi, just look it up. It's all there in front of you, just copy it. It's really some kind of cheating. You just look for the answers, just copy them all down as it is, and reading is really easy. And it is possible that you can get well above 8 even without having to read all the lines or sentences within those 3 passages. And the key in reading is, of course, time management. You can't be bent on finding an answer that you can't find in 1 or 2 passages. If you can't find it, please leave it and move on. So reading can be easy, and without having to worry much about the entire and perfect comprehension of the passage, you will still be able to get well above 8 in your reading if you manage your time well and stuff like that. And bear in mind, in reading, there are going to be, in every passage, there's going to be at least 1 or 2 questions which are really hard to find answers. If you can't find it, just forget it, leave it, move on to the next passage, finish it all. And if you have the time, you're welcome to come back. If not, it's still fine. You'll still be able to get 7.5 or 8 very easily. And moving to the writing aspect of IELTS, I would say writing is the most controlled aspect of your IELTS, so to speak. Because, say in speaking, if you have spoken a sentence a couple of minutes ago, you can't run back in time and correct it. Whereas in writing, even if you've written something like 15 minutes ago, you could always go back to that and correct it and stuff like that. And in writing, there isn't much that you have to write anyways. Let's go back to your college days. When you were doing your degree or college, you might have written a lot in 3 hours unseen exams. So during your university unseen examination conditions, you might have been given like 3 hours in which you write a lot. Like I remember I have written like 80 to 85 pages during my 3 hours exam. I must say I was a really fast writer then, only because I kept writing and the speed kept increasing with time. Even a slow writer would easily write, say, 60 pages in 3 hours. So 60 pages in 3 hours equals to 20 pages in an hour. So in an hour that you're given for your writing, you have the capacity, mental capacity and physical capacity to write down 20 pages. That's a lot. But in your IELTS, you're only asked to write 400 words. Wow, this is so easy. It's a luxury that you can just chill and write just 400 words in 60 minutes. So, in IELTS writing, you have task 1 and task 2. Task 1, you're going to spend not more than 20 minutes, including proofreading and everything that goes with it. And in task 2, you're not going to spend more than 40 minutes, all included. So, in your task 1, you're just going to mostly paraphrase your question in your paragraph 1 and select few or main features of the report and write it down in your middle paragraph, even if it's a fat paragraph. And in your last paragraph, you're just going to say, overall, comma, there has been an upward trend in the number of passengers who used their own personal mode of transport, within bracket car, full stop. So that's going to be really easy. It's like 150 words and a maximum of 165 words is all that you're going to write. And in task 2, it's an essay. Just like in your school, you would have written your essays, letters and stuff like that. So you're going to write an essay, only 250 words and a max of 275 words. And you have plenty of time, 40 minutes just to write 250 words. That's a lot of time. So you can plan your answers, jot down little points and then make your paragraph, first paragraph, that's easy, kind of paraphrasing and what you want to say, whether you agree or disagree and so on. And the last paragraph is going to be concluding and basically reiterating your opinion about the topic and stuff like that. And the middle 2 paragraphs could be one agreeing, one disagreeing and so on. So basically it's going to be only 250 words and you have the luxury of going back, correcting your sentence structure, swapping simpler words to more academic words in order to hike your score in your writing and so on. And you would have time to check your spellings, time to check your tense forms, time to check your punctuations, full stops, commas and so on and so forth. So you are in perfect control. Like 60 minutes, just have to write 400 words. Very easy. Everything is under your perfect control, isn't it? Okay, let's go to the speaking part of your IELTS. So, the speaking part of your IELTS is the most fun part of your whole test. It can just fly by. You might think, oh my God, I just started speaking. Where did the time go? Yeah, it is. Because speaking is, after all, fun. You started speaking like when you were 4 months old, 5 months old, making some sort of little cute noises. And till date, you haven't stopped speaking. You just speak a lot and we all speak a lot. And speaking is fun, really, because a lot of socialization happens with speaking and we even send audio messages and it's fun to listen to audio messages. It's fun to send audio messages. Overall, speaking is absolute fun. So much fun that some people speak even when they are asleep. I'm joking, not everybody does it, it's only some. But the fact remains that speaking is an absolute fun and it's nice. It's really nice to speak and it gives us a lot of happiness. You might say just not an IELTS, but speaking is fun. Let's face the fact, speaking is fun. And you have done speaking a lot in your school as well in English. You might have been part of storytelling, debates, conversations, recitations of certain poems and stuff like that. So you've always been talking, really. So if you go back to your childhood, right from childhood in the subject called English language, you have always been doing listening, reading, writing and speaking in different forms. But they were all, I would say, primitive forms of IELTS. But here we are facing the prestigious IELTS exam in all its complexity and design, which is perfectly designed to test one's proficiency in English language, particularly in the components of listening, reading, writing and speaking. So you might say, IELTS is not easy. All my friends have said it's so difficult. And even the ones who have very good English language skills have not scored sufficiently. Although some of them who didn't have very good English accidentally have got the score. You don't know how. I'll tell you how. It's all about strategy. So, in order to be able to attain higher score in IELTS, you need to have reasonable amount of English vocabulary and reasonable level of English language skills. Most importantly, you need to learn the rules of IELTS. So if you know the rules of IELTS and play the rules perfectly well, no one can stop you from getting the score, not even yourself. So if you follow the rules, if you follow the instructions, be it listening, reading, writing or speaking, if you just follow the instructions, you are unstoppable. You will surely have not just the desired score or required score, well above. So what stops you from getting the score? It's just your mindset. You always have been thinking, IELTS is so hard. She wrote it 10 times. He wrote it 12 times. Oh, my rich cousin wrote it 28 times. You don't have to attempt so many times if you know how to follow the rules and follow the instructions of the exam. IELTS is very easy. It gives you questions, answers, either it's said or written down. You just have to see it. Just organize your answers exactly as they're instructed to be done. And then in speaking again, in part 1, you have a specific duration of words that you need to speak or specific duration of length that you need to speak in part 1. In part 2, you have certain duration that you need to speak uninterrupted, and in part 3 again there is a specific duration that you need to speak to. So I don't want to go into all the details right away in our very first video. I would like you to subscribe to my channel and enjoy all the free coaching resources that are available. And there are 4 important reasons why you need to subscribe to my channel. Most importantly, you're going to easily learn your IELTS and ace your IELTS exam, which you're going to take very soon. Second reason is that you need to be able to learn English well to a flawless and impeccable extent, so that you are a positive influence to your friends, family, colleagues, and also have the good social status that your English is good. Thirdly, we have networking companies with us who can actually help you with immigration requirements and immigration procedures. So that's a good thing. And fourthly, when you have your required IELTS score, we have links in the description below, the people that you can contact in order to have your student visa organized, or in order to have your free recruitment opportunities in the countries of your choice and stuff like that. And fifth and unsaid most important reason is that we have a lottery method based on which we are going to select some of our subscribers to give away free digital resources to learn IELTS within 21 days. Trust me, join me for this 365 hours challenge within 365 hours of your time, which is about 4% of a year. I am sure you'll be very well prepared, strategically prepared, built up with confidence to face the IELTS with strategy, confidence, and impeccable English. Welcome again. Wish you all very good luck in learning your English and shining in your communication skills in all of its forms. Good luck. Thank you. Oh, by the way, before I let you go off, if you need IELTS checkup for your test readiness, or if you need one-to-one IELTS coaching, send a WhatsApp message to William on 0091 944 923 1446. If you need immigration advice on student visa, send a WhatsApp message to Abby on 0044 773702 4736. If you need career coaching, send a WhatsApp message to Cecily on 0091 9480 429 188. If you already have the required IELTS score and need free recruitment opportunities, including work visa, to work in the UK or Ireland, send a WhatsApp message to Cecily on 0091 9480 429 188. If you cannot get the required IELTS score despite repeated IELTS attempts, and you wish to have an urgent senior carer visa, send a WhatsApp message to William on 0091 944 923 1446. By the way, don't get worried that you would have missed the phone number. They are all listed in the description below. Good luck!